indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So proceeding on with our agenda, it looks like we've got our tech part all underway. We have, Freddie is out today, so we have some different assistants, so just making sure everything's recording correctly. Meeting minutes from last time we were together, are those okay with you guys?
They're good.
Those look good. All right, and I would take public comment now. We don't have anyone signed up in the room. Do we have anyone online for public comment? No. Okay, thank you. All right, then, let's move into orders. Order 6.1 is the matter of appointing J.B. Brown to the Chiloquin Vector Control District Board. That board has a vacancy and has recommended the appointment of the above-named applicant who is willing, able, and eligible to serve. I will move that we approve and sign the attached order appointing J.B. Brown to the Chiloquin Vector Control District Board. No fiscal impact.
Second.
We have a motion for our consideration. I'm assuming there's no discussion, so let's vote. All in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
And I vote aye, motion passes. Also, 6.2 is the matter of reappointing Lanny Hickey to the Weed Control Advisory Committee. That committee has a vacancy and has recommended the above-named applicant who is willing, able, and eligible to serve a term. I'll make a motion that we approve and sign the attached order reappointing Lanny Hickey to the Weed Control Advisory Committee. No fiscal impact.
Second.
We have a motion for our consideration now. Unless there's comments, I will just ask that we vote. All in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
I vote aye. Motion passes. 7.1 GIS. Come on up, Erica Wild.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hey.
So Klamath County has an existing intergovernmental agreement with Polk County for doing our tax lot conversion project. So when he got going on that project, he realized that the scope is bigger than we originally anticipated. So he found another funding source. The Tools Committee of the Oregon Revenue offers extra assistance for tool development. So he asked that we amend our IGA with them just to add that additional scope of work. The revenue will be coming directly from the Tools Committee to Polk County. So Klamath won't have to deal with the money issue at all.
Great. I move that we approve and authorize the chair to sign the amendment to IGA between Klamath and Polk County's contract number 25-193. That fiscal impact is $9,000, but that's directly to Polk County from the Oregon Department of Revenue Tools Committee.
Second.
Right, we have a motion now for our consideration. Do we have any questions of our GIS director? No comments?
Thank you.
All right, then let's vote. All in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
I vote aye, motion passes. Okay, thanks, Erica.
Thank you guys. Have a good day.
You too. Juvenile, 7.2, you're up.
Good afternoon, Klamath County Commissioners. For the record, I'm Dan Golden, Director, Klamath County Juvenile Department. My voice is a little strained today because I spent last Saturday at Autzen Stadium in Eugene cheering for the Oregon Ducks against the University of Southern California. And let me tell you, I've been a Duck fan these many years, going back, about 30 years. And I can remember the University of Southern California coming in and pretty much having their way with our poor Ducks. So it was quite gratifying to cheer the Ducks on in victory this week.
Decisive win.
What's that?
A very decisive win.
Decisive win and a great program that's continuing to rise, we hope. Okay, I digress. The item that I'm here for today is in the matter of asking for your approval of a lease agreement between the State of Oregon Department of Administrative Services for a lease of 2 offices located at the new Klamath County Juvenile Department office building to the Oregon Youth Authority. And by way of background, let me just say this sort of fits our strategy to improve our coordination with state agencies that we are closely working with on a daily basis, the Oregon Youth Authority being the state's juvenile justice agency that we work very closely with. And when we have matters before the courts here in Klamath County, especially with serious cases where we may be moving for adjudication and commitment of youth from our county to the Oregon Youth Authority, there's a whole series of intense coordinated activities that have to happen between our agency and the Oregon Youth Authority. Recently, the Youth Authority has been looking to downsize a bit here in Klamath County. They've maintained their own independent office for many, many years and had a whole bunch of different offices, but really they only had one PO here. So we had some discussions with their regional manager, Robert Mountain, and arrived at an idea to move them into 2 offices at the new Klamath County Juvenile Department office. And luckily, with the new build, we have those additional offices additional to our needs, and we still have a spare office. And actually, we are also dedicating one of the offices to the Klamath Tribal juvenile counselor, who also works for our agency. So we have plenty of space there, and we recommend that the commissioners approve the lease and move us forward into that.
I move that we do approve the lease with State of Oregon Department of Administrative Services to lease 2 offices to OIA for 2 years and authorize the juvenile director to sign. The fiscal impact is revenue to the juvenile department of $568.82 per month for the duration of the lease.
Second.
We have a motion for consideration. We have the opportunity to ask the director questions if you need that. Has any?
No.
All
Thank you,
right,
Director.
then we will vote. All in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
I vote aye, motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Mr.
Director.
Golda. See you in a little bit. Sheriff's Office, 7.3.
Hello, sir.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Steve Lewis, Operations Lieutenant, Sheriff's Office. And our agenda item today is asking for an agreement with Promedium for dog licensing through animal control. Currently, it is through a portal through Shelter Boss, which is a work through to process the online dog licensing payments, which we've had some problems with. It's not user-friendly. We get a lot of complaints of the transactions not processing through, being cumbersome to try to work through, and at times they hit the button too many times. It ends up charging them 2 or 3 times for one license, which results in finance having to cut paper checks to refund the customers their overdue amounts. As luck would have it, also in conjunction with our downsizing, trying to streamline things, Promedium has been processing our concealed handgun licenses for the past couple of years at the Sheriff's Office. That process has been running pretty smoothly. Everybody's happy with it. We got good feedback, and they have launched a dog licensing program, which we looked at, and looks pretty streamlined, easy to navigate, and hopefully should save a lot of the issues with the customers and make it a little bit more user-friendly. So with that, we'd like to ask permission to seek into agreement with Promedium for approval for online services to provide online applications for dog licensing. And the fiscal impact would actually save us $4,200 a year in software support services for the cancellation of Shelter Boss.
I'll make a motion the board approve and the amended agreement with Promedium LLC for online services providing online applications for dog licensing and authorize the sheriff to sign the amended agreement. The fiscal impacts is approximately $4,200 in software support and materials service savings from the cancellation of Shelter Boss.
Second.
Right, we have a motion on the table, so we'll move into discussion. I have some comments. So.
Yeah, thank you, Lieutenant. And we talked about this briefly, and I appreciate that. The only ask that I have is we watch our fee structure and how this impacts and where we're driving the citizens to. I know that we want to try to drive them online, And I want to ensure that we're being fair and equitable with our fees while still in incentivizing them to go online.
Yeah, I helped form a brain trust, and you were great about participating. And that animal control brain trust met for about 5 months and actually came up with a slate of recommendations that are going to be presented to the board tomorrow, which I'm very excited about. But I mean, if it's the will of the board to approve this today, that is what it is. But my preference would be we hold off and let the brain trust provide their recommendations. Some of it does have to do with technology. Doesn't mean we won't go with this, but I just think I would rather do it as a slate and then like a true implementation of the various recommendations. And like I said, they include technology and comments about fee structure. I know there was a comment amongst the group that online processing should be less for people than to incentivize it, because usually you sort of tax things you want less of. Wait, is that right? I don't know. You ask people to pay more if you don't want them to do it, and we want people to do this. So my request would be that we hold this item at least a week so that we give the task force an opportunity to present to the board tomorrow. That's my ask as one.
Commissioner, anytime you need additional time to present options to the board, I think that courtesy is well within our ability and should be provided. So happy to do that.
Yeah, my question, I guess, D for you, sir, is there any time constraints to this agreement?
The vendor was just asking if we just let them know as soon as possible, so they could start working on implementing the process.
Understood. We should be able to get a decision tomorrow.
Quick.
Yeah, and that's totally fine. We just had to schedule it for the business meetings. So.
Appreciate it.
And we're fine waiting for tomorrow too. So
Great.
Fair.
Yeah, it'll be a good meeting. I'm looking forward to it.
Do I need to officially rescind my motion?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I think it's work session.
Work session
I
tomorrow?
think so.
I thought work session was canceled. Are you sure it's tomorrow?
It's next week.
It's
Is
next
it
week.
next week? Oh, you're right. It's December 3rd. I apologize. It's next week.
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't see it on my calendar,
The holiday
but I'll
week has
come.
me really off, but
Are we okay with waiting weeks, sir?
that's fine.
Okay, then I officially rescind my motion. I haven't done that yet, so I don't know if there's a process. but-
That's
you
it.
just did it.
Okay,
Thank you. Thanks,
You bet.
thank you, sir.
Lieutenant.
Thanks, LT.
Public health, 7.4.
Howdy. Afternoon.
Jennifer Little from Public Health. This first one is in the matter of approving an agreement for tobacco prevention projects between Lutheran Community Services Northwest Klamath Falls and Klamath County Public Health. So similar to last week or 2 weeks ago, we operate the tobacco prevention program. We partner with community organizations to help us reduce the burden of tobacco in the community, and we would like to fund Lutheran Community Services Northwest Klamath Falls.
I will make a motion to approve the agreement for the tobacco prevention project with Lutheran Community Services Northwest. Fiscal impact is expense of $45,000. Expenses will be paid out of the Health Promotion and Funding Subdepartment 4049 and authorize Director Little to sign.
Second.
All right, there is a motion on the table. Any questions, comments, or thoughts before I ask you to vote?
I don't have any, no.
All right, let's vote then. All in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes. And you also have 7.5.
Thank you. This is in the matter of an intergovernmental agreement between Polk County and Klamath County for epidemiology services. As you may recall, one of our foundational capabilities for public health modernization is epidemiology, and we're in the process of hiring our own in-house full-time epidemiologist, and we're going to be contracting 0.2 FTE of their time to Polk County to give them also some foundational capability. And so they'll pay us a flat fee of $5,151.45 each quarter in this fiscal year. And then we bumped it for, cost of living adjustments. And so then that would increase next fiscal year to $5,409.03. And you can see the annual amounts there.
Perfect. I'm going to make a motion to approve the EIGA between Polk County and Klamath County for epidemiologist services. Fiscal impact is a revenue of $5,151.45 per quarter in fiscal year 26 and $5,409.03 per quarter in fiscal year 27 to Administration Subdepartment 4039.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have questions of the director on this side?
No?
All right. I will ask for your vote then. All in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Motion passes.
Thank you. I will also just add, I'll be coming back for basically this exact same thing, but for Wheeler County
Okay.
in like a week.
Perfect.
And I will just add, I think tomorrow's your birthday, or is it today?
It's Thursday.
Oh, it's Thursday.
Yeah.
Well, happy
Oh,
early
thanks.
birthday.
Happy
Jennifer Little. All right. We'll move into item 7.6. This is the matter of signing an MOA with the Klamath Basin Senior Center. The MOA with Klamath Basin Senior Center depends on multiple resources to meet the increasing demands of clients experiencing food insecurity. Recent economic and political conditions have significantly negatively impacted the senior center's increasing demands. The senior center requested assistance from the county, to which $20,000 was provided in order to assist them in their contribution to the well-being of Klamath County residents impacted by food insecurity. A motion to allocate the funds was made and approved in the on November 4th, 2025 admin meeting, so this would be considered a prior approved. The motion was made for the chair to sign the MOA with the Klamath Basin Senior Center with that fiscal impact, again, of $20,000 expenditure from the general fund, non-departmental.
Chair, if I may, just for people watching, it says general fund non-departmental, and that is due to more of an internal process. This is a change of appropriations of ARPA dollars. I think that folks should be aware of that.
Yes, thank you for that clarification. Finance, a couple items under grants.
Hello, Don Beatty, Grants Manager. Do you want to do seven, what are we on, 7.7?
I think we have 7.7 is economic development.
Yeah, so actually 7.7 and 7.8 are very similar. We went through the process of accepting applications for 7.7 is the tourism grant cycle. And had an enormous response, super happy with the response and the quality of grants and projects that were submitted. At a public meeting in October 22nd, 2025, the BOCC reviewed the review committee's recommendations for funding for Klamath Music, Malin Community Service Club, Garage Tap House, Klamath Trails Alliance, Town of Bonanza, and Discover Klamath for these grant awards. So we're here to just finalize and formalize the contracts.
I would combine these. I would add that on the economic development side, it was Discover Klamath, the city schools, Klamath Music, Oregon Tech Foundation, Klamath Casket, and Tater Tots. And I'd make a motion the board approve and sign the Klamath County Economic Development Grant with a fiscal impact of $150,000 expenditure from economic development, and a Klamath County Tourism and logo agreements with a fiscal impact of $100,000 expenditure from the Tourism Competitive Grant Fund.
Second.
So we have a motion for our consideration to approve the slate of both the tourism grants and the economic development grants. The public probably knows this, but these go through a committee that's appointed by the board, and they make recommendations and the board just then approves them. All right, let's vote then. All in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then finally, 7.9 is the matter of approving Amendment 1 to the intergovernmental agreement with Lake County related to the formation of the regional entity that shall seek and maintain the designation as our official economic development district. This amendment changes the composition of the Board of Directors for the South Central Oregon Economic Development District, reducing membership to 11 persons that are broadly representative of the principal economic interests within Klamath and Lake County. I move that we approve and sign the attached Amendment 1 to the IGA with Lake County related to the regional entity that maintains the official designation as the Economic Development District, known as South Central Oregon Economic Development District, no fiscal impact.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Chair, just that I haven't been involved in this process at all, so I'm going to abstain from the vote.
Okay. So for those that are voting, all in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
I vote aye. That motion passes. So we conclude our agenda. I move us into the opportunity for commissioner reports, if anyone would like to provide a report.
Sure. It's been, I missed our last meeting because I was at, which I'll talk about here in a second, but over the last couple of weeks, I got to participate in the annual conference of the Association of Oregon Counties, which all of us were there. I specifically sat through sessions regarding road safety, emergency management, property tax systems, natural resources, and statewide public safety trends. They were good, honest conversations, and a lot of networking and ideas passed around. I was also sworn in on the AOC Board of Directors as a member at large, which is great to continue to represent Klamath County on that board moving forward. And then next, 2 weeks ago, I participated in my first iteration of the Real Oregon Leadership Program. We focused on agriculture, forestry, water, natural resources. We were here locally in Klamath for that one. And it was really cool to see industry leaders from around the state come together and get an understanding of the good things and the challenges we have here in the Klamath Basin. And the next one will be next month, mid-month, and I'll be in Roseburg, and we'll be focused on more of the forestry, forest, and timber processing side. A big shout out to both Henley High School and Lost River High School football teams. They are both going to the state championship. They both play on Saturday. Henley plays Cascade, and Lost River, I had it written down who they were playing, but I don't remember it off the top of my head, and I didn't bring that in there. But best of luck to both those teams as they move forward representing Klamath County. That's awesome. And lastly, I wanted to talk about Mr. John Bland, who is a high school student as well, working on a senior project. He is shadowing me for the day, learning about how county government works. And he's also has enlisted in the United States Marine Corps. Thank you for raising your right hand and taking that oath to serve our country. So he's shadowing me a little bit on the military side too. So thank you, John, for being a part of this. And I hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving.
Sure. So as Commissioner Nichols mentioned, the Association of Oregon Counties annual conference was last week. Up there once again to participate. I gave a presentation as the second vice president of the Western Interstate region of the National Association of Counties. It's the same presentation that I gave along with representatives of NACO when I was in Washington, D.C. in September. Of course, this time to our colleagues across the state, that time to our colleagues across the West, as well as members of staff from our congressional delegations for many of those states and some eastern states, which was great. And then, of course, to folks from the BLM, Forest Service, and then just Department of Interior at large. Again, talking about the need for reform for our forest management and how we receive revenues from the lands that we host in counties all across the West. Folks will recall 58% of Klamath County is owned by the federal government. Those lands used to provide for all of the services that the citizens in Klamath County and most of rural Oregon enjoy. They no longer do that. So we had to talk about that, about the Secure Rural Schools legislation, the potential for its reauthorization, and how that program has changed and does not provide for the citizens in the way that it used to. So it was great to be able to share some of that with folks who are still learning it, and I hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving. That's it.
Awesome. So I'll keep my remarks brief. I think I say that every week because I'm the briefest out of the three of us. So I always feel like I need to say I'll keep it brief because I know I will. I would say just maybe 2 or 3 highlights that I'll mention. I was also at the conference and had the opportunity there to, there's a few of us from the communities along Highway 97 that have formed a little coalition around working hard to advocate for safety improvements along Highway 97. Statistically, and we've had the opportunity to have some meetings with ODOT, statistically, especially the section between basically Klamath County and Deschutes County, that section of the highway is statistically one of the most dangerous in the state. In fact, I learned that there's even a term that's used at Sky Lakes Medical Center when somebody is in an accident at this very specific, they call it a 230 because mile marker 230 is apparently one of the most dangerous mile markers on the highway. And so they've even developed this moniker around that. So I formed this coalition loose with commissioners from Jefferson County, Deschutes County, and myself to really strategically, one of those commissioners sits on the Oregon Transportation Commission. And so we're sort of trying to leverage his role and then our voice of the counties collectively to be more intentional about advocating for safety improvements along that really dangerous stretch of highway. So it was good to spend some time with them, working really intentionally on that. Additionally, while we're at the annual conference, it's a good opportunity to spend time with our congressional delegation. And I was really pleased in meeting with, for example, Senator Wyden's staff, that they're working very hands-on with an issue that's come up with our local Head Start. That's very important that it gets resolved. It has to do with their being able to maintain the building that they're in, which then allows them to maintain the services they provide to hundreds of local kids. So it was just really great to be able to get a little hands-on with some of those congressional staffers on the work that they're doing here in Klamath directly. Additionally, at the conference, our colleague graduated County College. That's a big milestone. We weren't really sure if you'd make it, so we're glad that you made it through. We're glad you graduated. Proud of you. I could report on some other things, but I'll save those for next time. So with that, we'll adjourn at 1:28.